Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. The real reason America can't go Dutch. So what are the reasons? I think there's probably a plethora of reasons going back decades as to why the city planning has become so different. A lot of them are probably political. A lot of them are economic reasons, and some of them are geographic reasons, like especially in the States, some of those metro areas are absolutely massive. And some of the ideas and implementation of city infrastructure is so entrenched, I think that politicians, even if they wanted to change it, would struggle. They would get pushback from probably multiple stakeholders to try to attempt to make things more safe, not just for cyclists, but for young people, old people, and public transportation to become more efficient. Whereas, the Netherlands have really nailed that down. They're leading the way in a lot of infrastructure and public transportation and cycling. But the country's also small. Like, it's a lot smaller. So I think some of it was easier to do. A lot of it is excuses in North America. But like I said, I think there's a ton of reasons. It would probably take hours and hours to really go through. But let's check out this particular video. And yeah, link to the video on the channel will be in the description if you want to go check out more of their stuff. The real reason America can't go Dutch. Could they though? Could they? Can't or could? Let's see.
The Netherlands, a country that borders the North Sea. It's one of the most bicycle-friendly places in the world. Almost all of its infrastructure.
Also, everything you guys told me is Netherlands is very flat. Makes it easier. I know with the advent and innovation, technological innovation in e-bikes is going to make going up and down hills easier, but a lot of hills and mountains, well, at least where I live,
isn't found anywhere else on Earth. And when you look at it from space, it's dense. One of the densest cities in Europe, with 522 persons per kilometer. When you look at it from the side, you can see it doesn't look like anything in North America. And if you zoom all the way in, you can see it's completely different at the street level. The average commute distance is 22 kilometers, or 34 minutes, and 50% of trips are taken by walking, biking, or taking transit. Completely different than North America. It looks like it could have been bicycle friendly for generations. But if you look backward through time, each year it gets more car-centric and more car-centric. And before the 1970s, it was not bicycle friendly at all. I wanted to try to answer one question. Can the Netherlands serve as an urban planning precedent for other cities? Or is it just too different? You don't have to look too deep. North American cities are facing some problems.
I found Toronto when I visited to be kind of like off-putting. I don't know, it's so loud, especially in that downtown area. It basically feels like a 4-lane highway, like speeds through the city, and it's loud and it's kind of like scary. It's not peaceful at all. I didn't see any green space. I didn't travel to a large amount of areas in Toronto, and I don't want to badmouth Toronto with a limited anecdotal trip, but yeah, that was just my experience. I didn't really like it that much. What did those headlines say? Voted worst traffic in the world. Torontonians spent 4 days of their lives sitting in rush hour traffic in 2023. Ooh, like that's brutality. 29 minutes.
North American thought leaders say that Netherlands city planning is just not feasible for North American cities because of commute distance, size,
wrong. I don't know.
Weather,
Trump impression there,
and hills. So are they right? For the purposes of this video, I'm going to compare against Toronto primarily, but it has the same attributes as Chicago and Boston. Let's look into this. The average commute distance in Toronto is 12 kilometers.
So that's not that far, 12 kilometers. It's a pretty short distance.
Boston, it's 10. And in the Netherlands, it's actually 22.
Huh.
Let's look at size. A lot of people argue that the Netherlands only works because it's a small country and has a small population, and wouldn't work for a larger North American city, which has much more people. The Netherlands is definitely a small country, but it also has a lot of people. Just look at the population for the Netherlands' footprint for each of these cities. And this is because the Netherlands is on average.
Wait, that overlay that it did, is that supposed to outline the entirety of the Netherlands? Damn. If it is, I didn't know that it, like comparably you could compare the size of the entire country to some North American metro areas,
which has much more people. The Netherlands is definitely a small country, but it also has a lot of people. Just look at the population for the Netherlands' footprint for each of these cities. And this is because the Netherlands is on average more dense than North American cities.
Okay.
Its biggest city is Amsterdam, and it's comparable in population and size to Boston.
Okay.
Weather is probably the biggest reason people cite for why it's not a good precedent. Look at these TikToks from the Netherlands. Surprisingly, they actually do get snow. And look at this. Toronto's days of snow versus Amsterdam's days of snow.
Comparable.
It's a lot closer than you might think. And what's more surprising is the amount of unpleasant rain days you wouldn't want to bike, are substantially more. The last reason people cite
Is there hair on my TV?
is hills and elevation. The Netherlands
yeah,
is
that's what I talked
famously
about.
flat. That's definitely true. However, with e-bikes and scooters becoming more common, hills are becoming less of an obstacle. So here you see a country that excels in every aspect. Fantastic bike lanes, trains that operate as efficiently as metros, and urban design that is world-renowned. While there are differences between the Netherlands and North America, they're relatively minor. There is one crucial difference. Look at this decision from Penticton City Council in Canada.
Bike lanes have not been good for our community.
They've had enough of separated bike lanes.
I don't want to get into the merits of bike lanes, to be honest.
In this
See, politicians, like, it's such a like divisive issue where it should be something that's looked upon as a positive for the citizens, for public transit, take less stress on, right? Like, wow. Okay. I don't know the particulars of that, but
council session, they directed staff to halt all work on separated bicycle lanes for the duration of their term in power. In the Netherlands,
Okay.
there's a national commitment to sustainable urban design. But in North America, it's a different story. City planners often face fragmented decision-making between city, state, and federal levels, a strong car lobby influence, and NIMBY opposition to bike lanes and density.
Sounded like we were talking about bike lanes, but we weren't talking about bike lanes, but we're talking about bike lanes and how we shouldn't be talking about bike lanes going forward for another few years.
So while Dutch-style urbanism could work wonders here, the path to getting there, that's where things get tricky. So it's not about just implementing Dutch-style
you know, like I sometimes wonder, like, how much merit is there even comparing North American transit and city planning to the Netherlands, because it's just a world away. It's completely different, and it's obviously it's incredibly more efficient. I guess the question that this video is positing is whether or not the States or North American cities in general could have a transformation to a model closer to what the Netherlands does. Like, is that a possibility? I don't think so. I think the North American cities are too entrenched. Like you said, the city councils, the municipal governments, the provincial and state governments, and then the federal governments, they're all fragmented and different. There's so many lobby groups and different stakeholders that are just basically butting heads on so many different issues that are involved that they'd just never be able to get anything done. And people are so stuck in their ways of selfish, me. I want my own vehicle. I want to be able to and bugger everybody else kind of thing, instead of having a system that's more a shared use of spaces that increases or I should say requires less reliance on vehicles. Like, I don't know, it's crazy. I guess it all depends like where you live. I live 5 kilometers from work. I can bike to work when I like. I can drive to work when I like. Really depends where you live, what your situation is, what works for you. I can't imagine having that much commute time, and I would not continue to do that, because that's people that commute 1-2 hours a day, like, never.
Urban design. It's
I
about
commute
reimagining
for
how we
4
make
minutes.
decisions about our cities. If you enjoyed that video, please like and subscribe.
All right, good stuff. Talk amongst yourselves. Leave a comment in the comment section for the algorithm, and we will see you on the next video. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Love to see them. Cheers.